Hello. What is up, my friends? This is probably one of the most important videos I'll ever make. Maybe, maybe not. I know it's been a minute. That is because I have been sick. I'm gonna take you through this process because I only think it's fair, the way the world is now, that we should share our experiences so people have information. Last Saturday, I started getting sniffles. That's 9 days ago. And I was sneezing, and then I had like sinus shit. I'm like, that's like that thing I had in the summer. So I'm like wiping, and then I go to do a show. I tell the club, hey, I don't feel good. They're like, yeah, you can probably do it. Tell the other guy, he's like, yeah, you can probably do it, the MC. Anyway, I'm doing this show, and I'm wiping my nose sometimes during the set, and I'm telling people I'm sorry, and they're like, just do it, do the show. Like, they didn't give a shit. I come home, and I just fucking chill on my bed. And then Sunday, I'm just kind of beaten down. And then Monday, I go and I need to get some soup, so I'm driving around town, and I was driving and I'm looking for tests. I can't find any tests. Driving, finally I get some soup. After about 3 hours, couldn't find a test, and then someone had a test and he gave me a test. Tuesday, I take the test, and it's the 20. I cancel my show Monday night. And he's like, yeah, everybody seems a little out of it. And then Tuesday, I take the test, and the test is negative. It's one of those thin tests, flox or whatever. So I said, everybody feels sick, but not testing positive. And so people are like, oh, that test sucks. Yeah, everybody's sick. Some people are like, oh, there's colds. Everyone's like, oh, it's the Crohn, all this stuff. I pretty much slept Wednesday. Thursday, I get up. I'm like, I gotta get more tests. I look, finally, I get a couple of tests sent to me, and it's the lollipop test. And I take the lollipop test, and that's positive for Miss Rona. And it's positive, and I'm like, fuck. I'm like, no. Alyssa, you know Alyssa, she takes one, and she's negative. But each day, I had a different thing. Saturday was a little sneezing and runny nose. Sunday was sinuses. Monday, I've never had a fever, never had a cough. Monday was just blah. Tuesday was all of the aches. It's like I have 1,000 rusty butter knives in my back, and they're just pushing against my skin. That's what it felt like. I was so hard to sleep in. I have a what's it called? You know that mattress that starts with a T? Whatever, the good mattress. Oh, fuck, that's my brain. I felt like I kept falling back into it. And sleeping upside down. And I could never get comfortable. Tempur-Pedic. Thermopedic. And I'm like, oh man, what the fuck is wrong with me? And my legs were burning up. I didn't have a fever, but my body was burning. My head wasn't. It felt like all of these little things were like a million hot bugs trying to get out of my body. I know. Like in my body, just like a million like nanobots. So I was like, this is fucking weird. And my friend's like, sounds like this thing sounds bio-weapony. It didn't feel natural. The next day, that's gone, but my body's aching. The 23rd, I fucking have I'm starting to get just a little bit of a sore throat, but the other symptoms are gone. And I call a professional friend who's a lawyer, and he gives me some feedback, and then he calls another professional friend who used the product, and they called and they said there's doctors that will help you and blah, blah, blah. So I call and I tell my doctor. I tell the doctor, I said, look, they're like, what do you have? And next thing I get a call from this woman. She's like, how old are you? I'm like 51. And she's like, oh, that's risky. And I'm like, great. And then I tell her I have a pacemaker. She's like, oh, that's risky. And I'm like, great. And she's like, how much you weigh? I go, 187. She goes, how tall are you? I said, 6 foot. She goes, you overweight. I said, I'm fucking 6 pounds. Like, what are you talking about? I have muscles. And she's like, I make you a concoction. So what gets sent to my house is a bunch of different things that the media has talked about that they don't like. And I talked to multiple people, at least 3 people that have tried this stuff, and they said it works. Educated people, different than I am, college people. So I'm like, I'm not going to take stuff. I'm going to beat this. I wake up Thursday, day after the other test, and so it's Tuesday, I take a test, negative. I wake up Thursday, positive. I get this stuff Thursday. I said, I'm not going to take it because I want to see if I can just get through because I feel like I'm getting better. So I talked to a nurse friend of mine. He's like, this is the progresses of it. And then I talked to another holistic friend of mine. They're like, don't, it comes and it goes. Like, it doesn't go away easily. I fucking go and I don't really sleep. I feel a little better. Like there's less butter knives in my back, but there's just like still discomfort, I wake up on Friday and my throat is just razors. Like it's just cutting into me. And I'm thinking, oh God, like, should I share this on social media? And I didn't want to share it because I don't want to get the backlash. I don't want people to come at me. I'm still like figuring it out, like trying to recover. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. Like, I don't think I should. So I just put like a little picture up because I felt like I was avoiding things and I wasn't even caring about social media at this point. I get up and my throat is just fucking like, imagine your throat every time you swallow a rusty razor blade goes. I haven't felt that in a long time. I said I gotta start taking this stuff. I might as well try it. And basically, it's vitamin C. Well, I take this anyway, but the dropper of iodine, something called flumoxamine, something called calcitrol. I think calcitrol is a very strong vitamin D, they say. And flumoxamine, they said, was like a obsessive compulsive disorder drug that helps with early onset Miss Rona. And then I got this. You know what that is? Bon Iver. You know what I'm saying? It's that Bon Iver. It's that fruit pectin. Can't say it 'cause I get banned. Bon pectin, get it? I take that. I'm on day 3. Believe it or not, this is a lot better. So I can't get a test, so I gotta wait and see. Hopefully, negative here because they can't get a test in the city. Everything's gone. I had some. I used them. I gave one away because somebody needed it. But they go for their job, and I felt bad. And now I don't have any other left. I'll have to go in this one, I guess. What's crazy is I haven't even taken the whole regimen. I take a lot of it, but they want me to take 11 of those pills a day. And I'm like, that's intense. And you can't take it on an empty stomach. All this stuff. First of all, anybody who says that this is like a mild flu or a mild cold, I don't agree with that. I probably have to go and get the antibodies test to see if I officially have it. But I gotta make sure I get past this first. I would say I'm 80% better than I was. I haven't even opened my presents yet. Like, Christmas has not been here for me. I have not done anything. Not that I need any presents. I haven't had a ceremony with my significant other yet because we both be done. But there's a flu going around. There's a cold going around. There's the Crohn going around. I just feel like right now tired, but not nearly as bad as I was. And I was in my doctor's office about almost 2 weeks ago. I swear I thought maybe that's one of the places I could have got it because there was a nurse taking blood from me and she was coughing. And she was coughing that way, but I was like, fuck, she's coughing a good amount. Fuck. And then who else would get it more than somebody in a hospital, get exposed to it, right? Then I just went about my week and I was fine. And then like late Friday, early Saturday, I started getting like sniffles, and then I didn't think anything of it. My friend's like, oh, it's just the fucking allergies. And then after I read that sniffles are the number one symptom, and I was like, fuck. And he's like, fuck, I didn't know that. We thought it was the taste, and the smell. As you can tell, I am not up to snuff yet. I went to my doctor's last week to check on my heart, and we had a long discussion about it. And he said, certain things that they say you can get by the jab, you can also get if you get the vidi. So I was like, oh fuck, man, and so he's like, it's up to you, he says it could work well for you, might not, He was very open-minded about it, and he's a health practitioner. He has 3 of them, and he seems a little less energized than he usually is, which just bummed me out. I don't know if you notice that in people. He was like, look, it's up to you. You can figure it out. But if you want to do it, it could help you. But he's like, that stuff that happens with the fluttering heart, that could happen anyway if you get the vidi, potentially. It's all potential. He was like, there's risks on both sides. I'm trying to think. I've told everybody that once I started isolating that I worked with, as soon as I started, and I called everybody, and they've all been tested. At least 7 people, and none of them have it. Some of them got 2 tests. There's so much happening with that. There was a guy, and I did a fucking show with him, and it turns out he's a lot older than I thought. And I was like, oh my God. And they're gonna have a birthday party for the guy, and he's gonna be 75 next week. And I'm like, what? 75? That guy looks 55. And they're like, yeah, he looks good. And I'm like, he's gotta get a test. And he goes and gets a test, and he's negative. And he's like, his wife's like, I'm gonna throw the surprise party for him. And I was like, oh man, you sure? And they fucking test him again, he's negative. And then I'm like, fuck, am I gonna be in fucking trouble for taking out half of Marie calendars? What the fuck, And then my other guy's like, I gotta read at a mass, and he's fucking negative. And his wife is like, Jamie Kennedy's an anti-vaxxer. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And I just didn't get one yet. And then that's the thing, is I don't want to share it online because I don't want to deal with all the fucking... But people of all types have been getting it. Knock on wood, so far, I'm not in the hospital. I don't have any desire to go to the hospital. Knock on wood, I can't imagine what the harder strain's like. This is not an easy strain. And I've heard that from a couple people, but we're all unvizzled. And I don't think I've ever had it before. And it's not like it's like I have coughing, which is great, or breathing problems, which is great. It's just the... It's just slow. So, and when you get a symptom, it's intense, but it can go away, Probably need another day or 2. But it is not, don't be fooled. This is real. It's not a light thing. I know I have a slow heart anyway. I hope it doesn't slow my heart down even more. But, what would happen if the other fucking thing, that could speed my heart up in a bad way, right? It's all fucking... I just have to go with how I feel with my body. And right now, the biggest thing is the unknowing. That's what's scary, the unknown. Am I alright? I take that stuff, and it fucking... You could feel it. You could feel it feels like there's an infinity war going on in my body, Feels a lot better now, but I felt like there was just good versus evil. And all of those things, those prickly things, I feel like that little, they say the spikes in the little thing, the spike protein, and they say the little things got spikes on it. I feel like spikes. It's like things like, fucking, I don't know if I was shedding on. I haven't heard of any comics at my shows have it. I haven't heard of anybody at the place where I performed had it. I didn't hear of any other comics having it. Like I said, I talked to all 7 or 8 people I came in contact with since this symptoms started. They're all negative. I played golf on the Friday before, and I was like, man, dude felt a little tired. And I was like, fuck, man. What's our responsibility? As soon as you get it, you got to tell people you came in contact with. So I called everybody that I came in contact with. Hopefully it wasn't some New Yorker. Some comic that went to New York and was on a show. I don't know, but apparently everyone's like, dude, this shit's everywhere. So, I mean, you can't... I tested again on Christmas, and I still was positive, so I gotta just wait. I gotta get more tests. My doctor he's like, you have a pre-existing condition. You have a heart issue, so that doesn't, bode well. It's 1 negative in your column. I was like, fucking great. it's not going as quickly as I want it, but again, I wasn't even moving around for like 2-3 days, 4 days. Now I'm more, every day I get up, I walk around. I don't want to lay in bed all day because I get too it's depressing. And then I think the biggest thing about this whole thing is like, what's the truth, right? Who's going to have your back? Are you going to be alone? I can't imagine what people have gone through in the hospital who had it. God bless their souls. And who had it really bad. This isn't even bad. Fuck, man. But that's what scares me. Like, what's the truth? There's so many different things, and like, I don't know the truth. This is my truth. This is what I'm going through. I think everybody has to, do their own version of it. Do I think that everyone's getting it because they're unvaccinated? No. I think a lot of people have said this new strain is so that's so transmissible that everyone's getting it. And like, this is like, what's supposed to be so much weaker. If this was weaker, then whew. But then they say like the next one will barely be potent. That's what I'm hearing, hopefully. I don't know. But listen, don't kid yourself. It's real. People are saying that there's like cold or whatever. It's an unnatural feeling. Feels very like not a typical cold, not a typical flu. Or no one, and I don't want to go and share it, because it's like people are going to say, yeah, but all types of people are getting it. I actually hear more V. People with the V are getting it than non-V. I know a couple people right now who are un-V who have it. Now, so they were like, well, if you get it and you're V, you're not going to end up in the hospital and all that stuff. Well, so far, I haven't been in the hospital. I feel like all these athletes have it, but I'm not like running and dying to do anything right now. I just want to vegetate. Like, I don't want to go to a hospital. Not that I need to go, but I don't want to even. I get so paranoid. Like, I just need to have a couple people around me that I really trust, and then I don't want to go to a hospital because I don't trust that, I don't want to make a wrong decision there. But also, I don't want to be that guy that goes to a hospital and people say, oh, you shouldn't be here, because that might be true. Maybe I shouldn't be there. So it's like, and I talked to multiple people, like a lot of doctors will say, give you an Advil and just tell you to go home and quarantine. They don't give them anything else. So I don't want to be that person, So I'm like, what are my rights? What am I allowed to do? So I just kind of kept very quiet and cool. And, a few people in my life that love me know about it and are helping me. And nobody else, does unless I put this video out. And I called everybody that I came in contact with and been isolating ever since. What else can I do? So I just want to tell people, if you have it, be careful out there. I don't know what the purpose of this video was. This is just to share. Just be like, fuck. A lot of weird shit's happening right now, I know. Hope everybody has a good New Year's. Be safe. I'll try to do some more videos for you later. Smash the button so it'll go into the viral category. Subscribe.
I don't feel like anyone's talking. They're blockers. That's not why I came to Hollywood. Fucking backwards. Bullshit.
I hate to break it to you.